My name is Owen Ziliak. I'm a freshman at the University of Missouri, and I will be covering the election today for the Columbia Missourian.
I was pouring up our coffee.
You're good.
Is it?
Yes, please.
Did I blend my makeup? I forgot.
No, it's fine. Oh, yes, it looks like you did.
Head west toward South 4th Street.
The last time there was an election year, I wasn't even doing photography, so this is much different than any election I've done before. I've got 2 cameras. One will be with me, with my 50 prime, doing shots around the line and voting. And then I have another one that's gonna be set up on a tripod doing a time lapse that's for Megan. I tried to not look at a lot of political news leading up to this, so I'm not really sure where the race is right now. Every time I go out, I'm always scared of screwing up, but I usually come out with something nice. So I'm not super worried. I feel like I have a really good plan for this going in. I'm confident in what I can do today. Hi, Owen Ziliak.
Okay.
Yeah.
I tell you what, we just don't have time right now.
Okay.
So can we wait till we get closer to opening the polls?
Sure.
Because we're really struggling to make sure we have everything in place. You cannot talk to people. You can't show any ballots being voted. You cannot show anything on our poll places. So basically, it's sort of long distance. You can talk to people outside, but not inside.
Of the Boone County election system, but we just want to be engaged around the nation just to make sure that all votes are counted and that easy access to the polls. I think they're doing a great job. You guys are getting in pretty quick. It's not too cold, nice weather, right? But thanks for showing up.
Given the parameters that we have, I want to support that. I want to make sure that no votes are cut out. That people are counted. Every vote.
Right now, I am tagging my images for the editors back at the Missourian to review so I can save time when I get back to the newsroom. So after I get edited at the Missourian, I might go back and take a nap. And after that, depending on what happens, I'll be at the Democrat HQ.
And do you mind if I just ask, how'd your experience go?
It was good. It was good. It was really quick.
My name's Mark Ossolinski. I'm a first-year grad student at Mizzou at the J School, and right now I'm on the state government beat. I got here around 11. Been here for about an hour. Most of us are going around different polling places around Columbia, kind of describing the scene. Like, are there long lines? Were there any glitches? And then also just talking to voters very generally about how their experience voting was. Can you spell your last name for me?
B-A.
This is my first time. It feels good. It feels good to be out and about and get real people's thoughts as they're doing their civic duty. I'm going over my notes from the interviews I just did with voters to send in to the editors who are compiling all these from Missourian reporters, Mark Horvit and Scott Swafford, who are the state government and city life editors.
More often than not tonight, I'll probably have them email their stuff to me, and then I'll look at it, put it in the story where it goes, and then talk to them and edit them. It'll depend on how late it gets and how close we are to deadline. The difference this time is sort of the polarization in the country and the fact that we're not really sure what's going to happen even if somebody technically wins. So for the local races, not very different. But at the presidential level, there's a lot of uncertainty over what might happen. There's some concern about whether there might be protesting and maybe rioting, depending on how the results come out and how close things are. So there's just a lot more tension this year than in a typical U.S. presidential election. That's what I would say the main difference is.
Well, Emily's not here right now. Emily's going to be back in like 15 I can help. minutes.
Okay. Cool.
What's happening? What am I helping with?
Making a list of Democratic candidates.
Oh, yeah, we have that.
Today we have some restrictions that we haven't dealt with in previous years because of COVID-19. 20 in this general area, and we can put another 5 in here in the conference room. So this is another space. We're trying to open up as much space as we can while being safe. Graphics pod will be open. They're moving into the Vox office. Vox will not be in there tonight. Then we have a capacity of 5 people in the photo bubble and the multimedia lab. You know that we haven't had a lot of people working in the newsrooms. A lot of people have been working remotely. So it's pretty exciting to have, you know, getting ready for a lot of people to return to the newsroom.
So we are focusing mostly on local races, our regional representatives in the Missouri General Assembly, which is the legislature, and the governor's race, because one of the gubernatorial candidates is a local person from Columbia.
Yeah, you should be able to calculate. You just add the total number of votes for each. How many did Hearst get in Callaway? How many did Devine get in Callaway? Yeah. Add the two numbers together and then divide by the total.
Well, I've been doing this 35 years. So the first presidential election would have been in 1988.
You know, it's about like election nights are. There's a lot of waiting and then everything has to happen at one time, but that's how it goes. We had a great crew of people who were ready, were prepared, and we were able to get everything done.
Well, I was going to say I feel tired, but I feel like wired and tired. First time being among politicians or candidates themselves in that setting, so that was pretty cool, and I was glad I was there. Obviously, voting itself is a pillar of democracy, and it's really important. It's been really, I think, fun and fulfilling to engage in this aspect of voting, covering it and giving a voice to voters and getting the perspective of candidates who have won or lost. I think democracy is important as a journalist, and I was glad to be part of the process of kind of upholding it and in this setting.